Bruce just offered.
It's begun. I'm recording now. I think
Hot.
Great. Well, welcome everyone to our post-Tux ceremonies. Normally at the end of our final Tux show, we give speeches to each of the seniors. So I'm thinking, unless anyone else has impulses, we go in reverse alphabetical order by last name.
That's my director.
So I think, Zach, that would be you, right?
Yes.
Hello, Clara. We're just getting started on speeches.
Hi, Clara.
Hi.
So my speech to you, Zach, I have prepared something that I'm going to say to you. So I'm not even sure where to start with you, you otherworldly creature of a thinker and creator and improviser. So in my head, before I joined the group, Zach was named Chauncey. So I had come to the Bulldog Days show during my Bulldog Days, and I saw Lux perform, and Chauncey was the name of Zach's protagonist in the murder mystery set that they performed. And when I auditioned for the group, I remember being in awe of everyone, but especially Chauncey, who was the only character that I remembered. And I wasn't really able to figure out why he stood out to me so much in my mind. But then the more that I got to improvise with Zach, I started to see. I remember after my first Horcrux, my friends couldn't stop talking about the guy who played the sloth, who hung upside down from a table. And this is probably one of the first and certainly not the last time that I was going to be able to see Zach's physically hilarious character steal a show. So I am constantly in awe of the ways in which Zach uses the architecture of Nick Chapel or LC or wherever it is that we're performing to make creative choices. The magic and voices and life that you bring to each of your characters makes our improv so much more interesting. And this year, when we were working on our device piece, Zach and I had to create a short scene about relationships. And Zach looked at me and said, I have an idea. We're gonna make out with each other from behind opposite sides of a window. And then he jumped out of the window of the room. So I think of all the things I'm going to miss about Zach, I'll miss those kinds of ideas the most. The ideas that are so outside of the box that the box burst into a million pieces, and now we're blasting off to other dimensions where there aren't even boxes to be outside of. It is so rare that you meet someone who can think like that and who dares to say, I have this impulse and now I'm going to follow it. So Zach, you're someone that I admire in ways that I cannot even begin to express. You're a loving friend and collaborator, a brilliant mind, and you're someone who I'm going to miss so, so much. Whether it's showing up to help at Strike for a show that you weren't even working on, or whether it's noticing that someone needs a hug, your kindness never fails. And whether it's during a show or in the dining hall, your never-ending, uncontrollable, unapologetic laughter has always been something that brightens my day. So thank you, Chauncey. I feel like I've traveled and explored a million universes through the ethereal and transcendent lens that you use to look at life. So thank you for being who you are and for never staying within the boxes. I love you, Zach.
I love you too, Maury. Thank you so much.
Of course.
Mm-hmm.
Next speeches are, wait, alphabetically, that'll be
Lulu, right?
Lulu.
Okay, hi everyone. First of all, I want to make a disclaimer. Forgive me for my cheesiness, but I felt it was warranted in this occasion. So lately, I've started to think of Lux as kind of like a human body, like one of those tag yourself memes where like each person has like different attributes and is part of a whole. And I've had a lot of fun trying to figure out which like organ each member of Tux Improvitas would be, and I've talked to Hian about this, and we'd be like, oh, like is Marty the lungs or the brain? Like who's the liver? I was like, can I tag myself as the intestines? But the one thing that we both agreed on, like right off the bat, and that I'm sure Lux would agree with, is that if they are a part of the Lux body, Lulu is the heart. And reminder for those of you who are not scientifically inclined like me, the heart, it's so important because it helps pump oxygen and vitamins throughout the whole body. And I think this definitely applies to Lulu, because if you throw Lulu into a set, you can be sure it's going to be oxygenated. They always play such bold, interesting characters. Shout out to the Carlos Lulu Tiger duo thing. I love their voices and the way that you always feel safe when you walk into a scene with them, because if you get tongue-tied or if you get your story mixed up, they'll help you out of it and bail you out in your worst moments. And we can't forget that Lulu was the director of Lux Improvitas for quite a while.
We can't.
And they kept the group healthy with their vitamins by always innovating. They introduced things that like the hour-long sets, which in my opinion really helped us like honing our pacing and like narrative skills. And I mean, long prov has become such a staple of Lux. And my personal favorite, Cloud at Lux, which personally like helped me so much in my journey as an improviser, and Lulu helped me so much with that and like learning to believe in myself and find the things that I love in improv. Another thing we can't forget about Lulu is their creative endeavors outside of Lux. I mean, they're an amazing actor and playwright and director, and I'm so excited to see what they're going to come up with after they're a part of the big bad world, or the big creative world for them. But we've been talking about biology and all that sort of things, but the heart isn't just about its biological function. It has a much more, I think, widespread symbolical value, because the heart means love and care. And I mean, I really admire Lulu for her creative endeavors and all those sorts of things and the places where they've taken the group. But the thing that I love the most about them is how much they care for Lux Improvitas and its members. There was not an after party, a trip, an Avatar marathon, a deep talk, a dinner that Lulu Klebanoff was not a part of. They have also, I would like to add, an impeccable attendance record for rehearsals. So you all take note of that and be like that, okay? Truly iconic. And since time immemorial, they have been the prime organizer of the Lux Non-Denominational Gift Exchange, as well as the yearly In Time viewing. When the legendary Punxsutawney trip was but a glimmer in our eye, they believed that it was going to happen. They made it happen. They made our dreams come true. Multiple times I've witnessed Lulu's kindness towards their friends. They're an amazing listener, and they have this way of looking at you straight in the eye and nodding along that makes you feel really heard and loved, and talking to them, whether it be during lunch at Hopper or in a 3-hour walk to East Rock, was something that I always cherished and that I know that I'll cherish for a long time to come. And like this whole cheesy metaphor about hearts and organs was just my way of trying to convey how much I admire and cherish Lulu. I'll miss them, and I'm sure the rest of Lux will as well. And Lulu, even as you step out of college and begin a new stage in life, remember that Lux will always be here for you. You will always be a part of this family, and we will be here to cheer you on always. Thank you for an amazing last 4 years. And since we cannot be together in person right now, I would have probably brought flowers for all of you, but in this case, I have made you flowers, and I will get them to you at some point. It does say for Lulu, so yeah. It is permanent. It is a bouquet of roses, and I love you very much, and it is for you in commemoration of your amazing time as a member of Lux Improvitas.
Thank you, Anna. Love you.
So that means I'm next. Lux friends, Lux alumni, I stand here before you making this illusionary introduction to honor one of the greatest and most classical of seniors, Lina Kapp. or who I named during a game of 7 things, which I believe she rues to this day, Lean Lean, is a testament to Lina's innate improv skills that she, joining as a sophomore, is able to easily stand shoulder to shoulder in terms of her humorous might with her fellow seniors who all have an extra year on her. And I am indeed glad that she joined as a sophomore because that meant I had the pleasure of being part of her tap class. I knew from the moment of callbacks where I, as a child, was given juice by Lina as a wonderful bartender that we'd be friends. And thus I've been able and am fortunate to have made lots of memories with Lina inside and outside of Lux these past 3 years. At tap night, one of my first memories of Lina was that we were all greatly amused when she read her fortune from the birthday book, and then Marley immediately after read the same fortune from the birthday book because they didn't want us to tell us beforehand that they had the same birthday. In addition to being a dear friend, Lina has also been a mentor to me in many ways, including teaching me what a STEM lesbian is, which I'm still a little unclear about, but thanks, Lina, I have a much better understanding. I also had the most sincere pleasure of designing the only show that Lina Kapp has directed at Yale, Stupid Fucking Bird, which she not only had the most strong and most beautiful vision of, but she also treated all the people around her and working with her with the respect and kindness that they deserved, making not only a great show, but a wonderful show to be involved in. And I think it is a true shame that Lina Kapp only got to direct one show at Yale. And I, of course, circling back to Lux, would be remiss to not take a moment of silence to thank Lina for her tireless work and beautiful work as the Minister of Propaganda, a thankless job in which will be hard to pick up after her. And now that the moment of silence is over, I'd like to congratulate you on your freedom from the position. I will sincerely miss hanging out with you in rehearsal, outside of rehearsal, gossiping about what is love and when to say it to someone else. And I want you to know that I trust that no matter what is next for you, that I truly believe that you will conquer it with gravitas and competence for the same reason I love being your scene partner. Because even if everyone around you has zero clue on what's going on, you know exactly what you need to do. So lots of love, Lina. You will be missed, and there will never be a better mayor than you.
Thank you, T. I weep.
It's my turn. I wrote this at 6 a.m. today. Okay. At the beginning of fall semester, I met someone that I can now talk to about pretty much anything. That person is Zak Rosen. I also met someone that could always make me laugh no matter the circumstance and could cheer me up just by the sight of them. That person's Lina Kapp. I also met someone that related to me on a level that I didn't think anyone ever could. That person is Lulu Klebanoff. Jokes aside, I met Carlos briefly during Bulldog days and then actually for realsies when I was top for Lux. He got my attention because he takes up literally all of the space in the room, and I literally and figuratively take up very little space by comparison. I really wanted to imitate that aspect of you, the ability to be present in the moment and occupy space in the world without apology or being afraid of anyone, at least in presentation. That's also part of your improv. You take up space without stepping on anyone's foot and listen to others while providing something unique of your own. Even though you're one of the most goofy person I've ever met, sometimes too much so, you take improv and theater very seriously, and I'm always so excited to improvise with you because of what you bring to the table. Without you, we're gonna miss a great improviser, someone with a vast array of accents that stay consistent within a set, and personalities and endless presence and confidence, someone who really loves what they do and shows it. But we're also gonna miss someone with a lot of heart and a lot of love for everyone around them and a bright personality and a great sense of humor, even if it's sometimes childish and repetitive. A few months ago, I encountered a pretty famous quote that you guys have probably already heard of. If we want the rewards of being loved, we have to submit to the mortifying ordeal of being known. For a long time, I didn't think the benefit of love would be worth the terror of being known, but about 7 months ago, my opinion changed. Carlos Guanche, I willingly have and will continue to submit myself to the mortifying ordeal of being known to you. Thanks for being in Lux with me this past year, and thanks for being in my life. We're gonna miss you.
Thank you.
Well, that concludes our senior speeches and our official recorded Tux ceremony and show. So thank you all for everything. And now we have alumni time.